This is What's New, taking a look at you and your world. The unusual, the entertaining, and the stimulating. With Warren Martin, Nancy Nelson, and Gil Amundsen to let you know what's new.
Good morning to you and welcome to What's New. This is Nancy Nelson. My name is Warren Martin and we have an absolutely fantastic show ahead for you today. I hope you'll be able to stay with us.
First, we're going to meet a man named Alfred Eisenstaedt. Life magazine has been a part of our lives indeed, and the August issue commemorates the 35th anniversary of perhaps one of the most famous photographs ever taken in the world. It was taken 35 years ago tomorrow on August 15th by Alfred Eisenstaedt, the nurse kissing the sailor on VJ Day at the end of the war.
I understand they've been reunited now.
Yes, they have. And the article is in Life magazine. We'll talk with Mr. Eisenstaedt about that picture and his life taking photographs.
And some time ago, we announced that we were going to have a great fall fashion show for youngsters, for boys and girls headed back to school. We set up some guidelines, suggested that you, our viewers, write to us, and we do thank you. The response was overwhelming. We had hundreds of responses. And with absolutely no criteria in mind whatsoever, we did, in fact, select 6 young people. We have 4 girls and 2 boys with us today to model fashions from J.C. Penney Company. They went out there, they got outfitted. I think you're really going to enjoy meeting these kids. They look terrific. And on top of everything else, they get to keep their new outfit.
It's an exciting day for them. And now, it's always an exciting day for Gil Amundsen because he reports the exciting news. I would imagine weather and the convention is at the top. Good morning, Gil.
Thank you, Nancy. Good morning. I hope it's as exciting as all of that. It is a bright and clear day in the Twin Cities. It'll be that way through tomorrow. We'll have a high today about 77. Present
humidity, that's tolerable.
And the temperature is 71 degrees. That's news. More at 5:30 on News Center 11. Now back to Nancy and Warren.
You know, Gil was fascinating today, wasn't he?
Absolutely. And Alfred Eisenstaedt will be fascinating in just a moment. Stay with us. Alfred Eisenstaedt was born in West Prussia. As a boy, his hobby was photography. In December 1929, he turned it into his life's work when he was hired as a photographer for Associated Press based in Berlin. In 1935, Eisenstaedt came to the United States. In 1936, he went to work for a little magazine that was just beginning. It was called Life. For the next several decades, Alfred Eisenstaedt was to give the world his photographs that documented our times. He was to become one of the most famous photographers in the world. How old are you?
I tell you the truth, I'm 81 years old.
Are you still working every day,
I'm
Mr.
still working, and more than ever. Last year I worked more, and this year even more. And I have no idea, and I have no desire to retire either.
When you say I'm still working, a smile comes over your face.
Oh, sure, you know, I don't take myself too serious, and if I don't have a smile, I just couldn't live anymore. I look at it in a smiling way. I'm still working, and I'm amazed that I'm still working.
Alfred Eisenstaedt is a giant among men. He's a recorder of history. Throughout his career with Life magazine, he contributed, it is estimated, 2,500 photographs. He has, with a single photograph, told us the story of hope, sorrow, poverty, strength, endurance, and joy.
You know why I'm still smiling? Because I know many photographers that take themselves too serious, and I don't know whether they enjoy it as much as I. I take it a little bit lighter.
How many pictures have you taken in your lifetime?
I couldn't guess, but I think more than 1 million. I mean, I just don't know. But I'm well known not as an over than an undershooter. I don't photograph too many. I undershoot.
Do you know at the moment you have taken it that you have a picture that is very important as opposed to one that hasn't quite worked?
Very often I know, yes.
How do you know?
Oh, I have a feeling.
It is perhaps that feeling, that inner instinct that makes Alfred Eisenstaedt such a remarkable artist. But to those who would ask advice of the master, he makes it all sound so simple.
And you have to think very, very fast, without you know, a shortcut between the brain and the fingertip. Leave the brain, the thinking part out. React fast. When I covered, for instance, the royal family, Queen Elizabeth and Duke of Edinburgh traveling to Canada, and I roamed around and photographed, and people asked me, what dress did the Queen wear? I said, I haven't even seen the dress. You see only some kind of fleeting shadow, and you react without thinking and click the shutter.
He has given us photographs of moments that have changed the course of history, and he's given us photographs of the powerful people who helped make that change.
I photographed the first meeting of Hitler and Mussolini on June 13th and 14th in Venice.
Can you relay any of the emotion of that meeting between Mussolini and Hitler?
No, I can't, I tell you, because that was also a very fast, fleeting moment. If you have to photograph somebody, I mean, you leave all your political thinking behind. We are reporters and not political activists.
Eisenstaedt has known and photographed the idols of America, the stars who create their magic and help us to believe in make-believe. He loved the stars, and they loved Eisy. Is there someone that stands out particularly as having been warm or loving, that touched you as a human being?
Yes, I tell you, it's my very good friend Sophia Loren. You know, we are friends since 1961. And when I go to Sophia Loren, I'm not a photographer, I'm a friend.
And then on August 15th, 1945, the Life magazine photograph that placed once and for all the name of Alfred Eisenstaedt square in front of the American public.
People usually say, readers and editors and everybody, that my most memorable picture was the sailor kissing the white-clad nurse on Times Square on August 15th. This was not a post picture, and this picture is only memorable and good for one reason. If the sailor would have had a white uniform and the nurse white uniform, it wouldn't have been a picture. If the nurse would have been a dark dress, would have been plump, it wouldn't have been a picture either. My luck was that in that thousandth of a second, the sailor wore a dark uniform and the nurse was small, thin, and dressed in white.
And you actually did get that picture at the moment it happened?
At the moment it happened, and I didn't know how. Very often I can't work with my brain because I have a shortcut between my brain and my fingertip.
I have the feeling you've probably made a lot of friends.
I hope so, I think so, because I have much more to be a diplomat than a photographer. My lifetime accomplishment, but amazes me that I'm still, after more than 50 years, still enjoy taking pictures. This amazes me, and I just can't believe it, because I'm still getting a great kick out of photographing.
Alfred Eisenstaedt, photographer, genius, witness to our time.